Hi, everyone. It's Pam with Your Nurse Advocate Consulting, and welcome to this week's Tuesday Tips Live. If you're new here, I'm a registered nurse and board certified patient advocate, and along with my business partner, Linda, each week we share practical advice to help you and your loved ones navigate healthcare with confidence. So today's topic is doctor prep visit in 10 minutes. And again, I'll say that again since there was kind of a tongue twister for me, but today's topic, doctor visit prep in 10 minutes. What to bring, what to ask. So whether you're managing your own care or supporting, an aging loved one, a little prep goes a long way. And don't forget, we've got a free prep for the doctor worksheet you can download to make this easier. And we're going to share that in a few minutes. But before we get started, we have some really exciting news, and that is our podcast is going live. We're thrilled to share something special with you in this week's Tuesday Tips. So after months of planning, recording, pouring our hearts into this project, we're launching our very own podcast, Healthcare Redefined, advocating for aging adults and their families. And it goes live. It launches Monday morning, November 3rd, about 4:30 in the morning. It'll be available iTunes, Spotify, all the places where you listen to your podcasts, including YouTube. So the podcast is designed for caregivers, adult children, spouses, anyone supporting an aging loved one. And each episode will bring you practical tips, real life stories, and expert insights to help you navigate the healthcare maze with confidence and compassion. And we're not shying away from any of the topics. We're going to talk about some things that might be a little controversial about our healthcare system, and we're gonna bring on special guests. And so hopefully this is going to be bring you a lot of wealth of information and help you as a caregiver to be able to navigate this healthcare system that is getting so challenging. And this year with Medicare, it's just out of control. So here's what you can expect: relatable stories from families like yours, proactive planning and advocacy tips. We're going to have conversations with healthcare professionals. And also we're going to have honest talk about the challenges and also the joys of caregiving. So we can't wait to bring you along on this new adventure. Stay tuned for sneak peeks and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that first episode. So what I'm going to do before I forget is I am going to drop the link to the trailer into the comments here. So everyone could feel free to kind of listen. It's just, 60 seconds or so, a little trailer about what the podcast is going to be all about. So I'm going to drop that in the chat there. And also, thank you if you're going to be catching this Tuesday Tips as a replay on our YouTube channel. Don't worry, we will have this trailer link in the description of the video. So everybody will have an access to kind of get a sneak peek and be able to listen to the trailer before it goes live. So we're really, really super excited about that. So I'm going to pop this up there just for a second on the screen there so you can see that. It's in the chat. So let's go ahead and let's dive into today's topic. So why does prepping for the doctor appointment matter? It matters a lot. The average doctor's appointment in the U.S. is just about 15 to 20 minutes. Some of them last 10 minutes. And this is according to the Journal of American Medicine. And, most patients forget up to 80% of what they hear during the visit. And that comes from the National Institute of Health. And so I know we get a lot of, when they ask you when you check out, do you want a visit summary? Please say yes. It will give you a kind of a recap. It doesn't always go into the detail that I wish it did. But yeah, ask for your visit summary when you're done. Ask them to print that out for you. And if you're caring for an aging loved one, or if you're an adult child, make sure you have access to their My Charts. You can go in and read the doctor's notes and go in and see what happened at the visit. So being prepared means you get your questions answered and you leave feeling more confident. I mean, I know what it's like, even being a nurse after 40 years, some of the doctors are quick, they're moving, they're on to the next patient. And sometimes you get a little flustered and you forget to say or ask what you want to ask. And so our little cheat sheet that is just free for you to download from us will help you prepare before you go in there. So at least if you get a little flustered or you feel like things are going rush, you could say, just wait. Dr. So-and-so, I've got a couple of questions. I've written them down. They will appreciate that. They appreciate being organized, prepared, and that saves them time if you've got your questions written down. So the doctors will really appreciate that. So I wanted to share a quick story on why it's really super important to make notes. And with this being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here, and I am going to bring up show you the medication list here. And this is kind of our cheat sheet, and it is going to tell us, let me scroll down here and just kind of explain. So it has the name of your doctor, if it's a specialist, the reason for appointment, why are you going? Okay. Have you had medication changes or questions on your medicines? Maybe you saw another doctor and you need to make sure that you update your primary care physician that one of your specialists changed your medications. Did you stop taking out of your medications? Maybe I know some people like to wean themselves off certain medications. If for some reason you've stopped, if you're having some side effects, or you need to make sure you share that with your doctor. So if you've stopped taking any medications, please share that. I had a gal, she had 3 different ointments that they were using on her legs to treat her legs, and the last one, the third one, is the one they're using. So we had to make sure that they took the other 2 creams off of her medication list because that got really confusing. So physical health, do you have concerns about any chronic conditions you have? Any changes since your last visit that you'd like to discuss? What matters most to the important? What is the one most important thing to you that you want to get addressed at this doctor's appointment? So write that down there. And so I'm going to share now, take a moment, just to share that story. And it's one of our clients, and she is in her 50s, and she has a lot of health challenges. She's a diabetic. She's on a couple of different insulins. She has cardiac disease. She has an irregular heart rate. She has lots of things going on. And so one of the things they've been working with her with is her chest pain. And so when she went to the doctor, she had her primary care doctor appointment today. And that's one of the things that we do as advocates, is that she's in the northern part of the state of Wisconsin. So I wasn't there in person, but when she gets in the doctor's office, she calls me up, she puts me on speakerphone. We let the doctor know that I'm on the call, and they're always very gracious, because I also help to keep things on track and help to let them know what's going on with their patient. And so they were asking about her chest pain, and they were saying, well, how has it been? Well, we moved to a new apartment. I've been having to use my nitro a little bit more, and I've been getting a little short of breath. And, so I said, I asked her to talk about, remember, you told me that when you're laying down, you're wheezing. When you're laying down, you're getting short of breath. Oh, yeah. And so then we moved on to talking about her diabetes. And I reminded her about, that we've been rotating sites better, and that her blood sugars have been coming down, her insulin. So we go through each one of these. So that's one of the benefits of having a nurse advocate, to be able to participate in your doctor appointment. But I also wanted to share this story to tell you that don't think that the little things don't matter, because they do. This particular gal, the cardiologist had increased her long-acting nitroglycerin medicine a couple of weeks ago. And so it's really important, even with the increased dose, that she was still having episodes of chest pain and having to use that nitro a couple of times a day. So everything is important when it comes to your symptoms, and be very descriptive. So for example, the doctor asked her, well, how's it going with your chest pain? Oh, it's going well. Have you been using your nitro? Yeah, I've been using my nitro. So, but what's really important is to really make sure that you get to the nitty gritty. For example, if I climb one flight of stairs, I have chest pain, I have to take a nitro. If I mop the floor, that seems to be too much, I get chest pain, I have to take a nitro. So be very specific on your symptoms. When I do this, I have pain here. If I sit down and rest, the pain goes away. If I sit down and rest, the pain does not go away. So we want to learn to be very descriptive and very specific on what your symptoms are, because if we're vague in sharing what's going on with us, then really the doctor's hands are tied and they really don't know how to help us. So that's just my little spiel there on talking about symptoms or how you're feeling. So the next part of our cheat sheet goes on and talks about mental or emotional health. Do you have any concerns about sleep, memory, feeling down, feeling depressed, feeling lonely, feeling isolated, that you're not getting out, you're not seeing anybody? Make a few notes here. You know what? I didn't leave the house all week last week. I just didn't feel up to it. I really don't have any interest in visiting with my friends or seeing my family. Very, very important. So again, be descriptive and describe. Just don't say I'm feeling down. Describe how you're feeling down. Okay. For one of my other clients, one of the ways that we can tell when she's having worsening of her depression is she doesn't cook. She doesn't prepare meals. She doesn't cook. Her husband has to chip in, and she doesn't bake. And when she's feeling well and she's in a good place, she loves to cook. She loves to bake. So these are kind of things that we know now with that particular client when she's having some downtime, when she doesn't want to prepare her food or bake. So again, very important to be specific. Next is mobility. Have you had any changes in your ability to do things or get around? Any pain challenges? Does anything stop you from doing the things that you want to do? Oh, I can't walk up a flight of stairs without having chest pain. Okay, there you go. I'm feeling really down because I can't do anything. I can't do the activity of normal people because I get this chest pain. So again, be very descriptive. And then notes from the doctor. If there's anything specific that you're afraid that you're going to forget, or they're increasing their dose, or maybe they're tapering you down on something, have the doctor or the medical assistant, the nurse, whoever you're seeing, have them jot that down on your paper just in case that doesn't get on your visit summary, because chances are the visit summaries oftentimes are just very general and they don't go into all the specifics from your visit. So you want to make sure that you get written down something that you need to remember. And then we've just got our contact information there. So these are, this is a sheet that everybody can get access to. I will put the link in there right now for that download. And I will put that in the chat here for our video. And here that comes. I'll also put it up here on the screen for a moment. And okay, and there we go. And I'll just leave that up for a second, and then we'll go ahead and take that down. And so the section where we talk about what to ask, key questions for every visit. So number one, what is my diagnosis and what does that mean to me? So maybe you're working on trying to get a diagnosis, and make sure that if you're having symptoms that you say, okay, I want to figure out what's going on. I want to have a diagnosis. What are my treatment options? What are the pros and cons? If they're wanting me to go on a medication, what's the pros? What's the cons? For me starting this new medication, what side effects should I watch for? When do I need to follow up? So for example, this client of ours who has the heart challenges, when they increased her long-acting nitroglycerin, that can sometimes bring down your blood pressure. So I asked the doctor if they could schedule a 2-week follow-up appointment with just the nurse, just to go in and get her blood pressures checked, and to make sure that the new medication, the higher dose, wasn't impacting her blood pressure. So, we can do things like that. Next one is, when should I contact you if symptoms change or get worse? When do you want to be called? What's important? What should I note that is important enough for me to send a message on my MyChart, call the nurse, call the clinic? What do you need to know to ask? So you want to ask your doctor that. Or what's lifestyle changes can help my condition? What can I do? I'm not real thrilled about going on another medication. Is there something else I can do? Is there a therapy? Is there counseling? Is there something I could do that might help my particular condition without going on another medication? But if you want to start on that medication, that's entirely up to you. But these are the questions you want to ask, so that you making sure that that the treatment plan that you get is personalized for you and what your wants and desires are. So you need to advocate for yourself or your loved one. So speak up if you don't understand something. I shared this story before. My mom was in a hospital for about 9 days. She had a lot of challenges with her lungs, with her heart. They put her on a new heart medication. It dropped her blood pressure so much in the hospital that they had to rush around, give her fluids, give her a volume expander to help bring her blood pressure back up. They had to do all of these things. And we went to the cardiac follow-up appointment. He wanted to put her back on that medicine that put her, blood pressure in the toilet. And he got a little argumentative with me. And I said they stopped it in the hospital because XYZ. And I explained, I says, please look at the hospital notes from the hospitalist from the hospital, his note to tell you why they stopped the medication. And so then he agreed, well, we won't restart it for now, but I don't think it was that medication. I think it was the other medication, the one that she's been taking forever. So we just agreed to disagree. Her next appointment, she went, he didn't restart it. I wanted to be gracious enough. I didn't bring it up. So I felt that he must have gone back and looked at the notes. So don't be afraid to speak up and repeat back what you've heard to make sure that you heard this. Dr. So-and-so, I understand that you're wanting me to increase my dose to XYZ. Don't feel rushed. If you need more time, ask if you can schedule another visit or a follow-up by phone or portal. And they do schedule nurse visits. You can schedule a telehealth visit. Maybe you just need someone to go over your medications with you. You can make a nurse visit where you can go into the clinic and instead of seeing the doctor, you can see the nurse. So if you're supporting a loved one, make sure you introduce yourself and clarify your role. In the healthcare world, people are a little hesitant to talk to someone because of all the HIPAA and all the privacy laws and regulations. So please, introduce yourself. And also, they may ask, don't be offended, but they may ask your aging loved one, oh, is it okay if I talk, in front of your daughter or your son or your neighbor? And so don't be offended. That's just something that they need to do to follow the regulations. And we're going to talk about this next section, common mistakes to avoid. Not bringing your medication list or forgetting supplements. If there's been changes, bring it in. Another thing is if you're asked to check your blood pressures, your weights, your blood sugars, bring that with you. That's a common mistake. People forget to bring those journals or those charts or those written things into your doctor appointment. Make sure you bring in anything that they've asked you to keep track of. Leaving questions until the end. Ask your important ones up first in the beginning when there's plenty of time. Everybody's focused and you're focused on that one thing that needs to get taken care of. Write things down. Take a little notebook with you, a little pocket spiral notebook, whatever it takes, whatever you need to do. Write things down so that you don't forget. And especially if you're an aging adult and you're going in there by yourself, it will really help, especially if you have a lot of things that your provider's talking to you about during that day. And then assuming the doctor remembers all of your history, make sure you remind them of key facts. They're very busy. They should be looking at your record before it. And I just want to say kudos to a doctor. I was on a client doctor appointment today. He was new to her. He's going to be her new primary care provider. Spent 45 minutes with her. He was extremely thorough. He covered everything from everything that's going on with all her conditions to preventative stuff to things they can look at. What is her opinion on things? How does she like to treat things? Does she like vaccines? Does she not like vaccines? I mean, he was amazing. So there are some really great doctors out there, but again, don't be afraid to speak up. So this last section, using our free worksheet, we kind of went through that online. So we have the prep for the doctor worksheet that covers all of this. It's quick to fill out. It'll help you stay organized and confident at your next doctor appointment. And so I want to just say thank you so much for joining us this week's Tuesday Tips. Again, thank you if you're going to catch us on the replay with the YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. You'll get a reminder then when our latest episodes, or maybe we have a video with a guest speaker, you'll get those reminders. And please check out our podcast that is going to go live on Monday. and subscribe. Leave us a note. Let us know if there's something that you want us to talk about. We just want to make this the best we can for all of you out there in our community. So if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend. Let us know in the comments. What's your top tip for getting the most out of a doctor's visit? Maybe you have a tip that we would love to share with our community as well. So be sure to check out our YouTube for more tips and resources, and don't forget to grab the free worksheet. And we will see you back here next week on another Tuesday Tips. So take care, and we'll see you soon.